Assalamu alaikum, welcome to episode 12 of this Arabic language walkthrough of Layla with Dhib. If you're a beginner student or an intermediate student or somebody who just likes to listen in on Arabic stories, then this is an excellent video for you. In fact, the whole series is great for you. As I say, this is episode 12. If you haven't caught up on the previous episodes, then please do so. It's quite likely that this will be a 20 episode series, so there's tons of Arabic vocab and stuff for you to benefit from. So as is the popular request of the students, we'll read through this entire section. I'll put it up on the screen as well so you can see it. And we'll read through the whole thing in Arabic, and then afterwards we'll do kind of a word-for-word breakdown, and there'll be lots of reference throughout for those of you students who are on the Arabic in 60 Steps program for you to follow along too. So today we are reading from, I'll actually do the title as well. I'll do الذئب الماكر. I'll read from there all the way down to لقدمتها لك. We'll read all the way down to there, inshallah. So I'll make sure it's up on the screen so you can see it. الذئب الماكر يتودد إلى ليلى. دخل الذئب المنزل وهجم على الجدة العجوز يقول لها: أين الأفراخ والديوك والبط والوز؟ قالت له الجدة العجوز: لم يبق منها شيء. قال الذئب: أنت تكذبين. حفيدتك ذات الرداء الأحمر أخبرني بأن عندك دواجن كثيرة، فأين هي؟ قالت الجدة: وأين لقيت ذات الرداء الأحمر؟ قال الذئب: لقيتها في الغابة، تحمل لك الكعك وتقطف لك الزهور، وستحضر بعد قليل. هل صدقتني؟ قالت الجدة: صدقتك، ولكن صدقني أنت حين أخبرك بأن ليس عندي دواجن، ولو كانت عندي لقدمتها لك. الذئب الماكر. We have seen this مرات كثيرة by now. We've seen this many times by now. The cunning or the plotting wolf. يتودد إلى ليلى. We've seen يتودد إلى before as well. Form 5 verb with إلى meaning to woo somebody. توددت زوجتي. I wooed إلى زوجتي. I wooed to my wife. تودد. نعم. دخل الذئب المنزل. This is a very nice sort of verb, subject, object type sentence. Step 4 for those of you on the program. دخل means enter. الذئب is the wolf and المنزل is the home. The wolf entered the home. وهجم على الجدة العجوز. And he attacked. The verb هجم means to attack, and yes, often it is used with the preposition ma'ala as well, literally to attack upon somebody. I've heard as a joke actually in Arab homes as well, people say uhjum, like to attack food before you eat, like if you're waiting to eat and then uhjum and then attack, as like a joke to say, you can eat now. Yeah, hajama ala means to attack. Good. The al-jaddat al-ajuz is the elderly grandmother. Very nice. يقول لها, he says to her, أين الأفراخ والديوك والبط والوز? Where are the afrakh? Where are the chicks? And where are the duyuk? And where are the roosters, maybe? والبطة and the ducks, والوز and the geese. Good. These are all what we call in English poultry or dawajin in Arabic. قالت له الجدة العجوز. The elderly grandmother said to him, لم يبق منها شيء. لم يبق. يبق is a jazm, is a reducing of the verb بقي يبقى, meaning to remain. The term باقي means to remain. Yes, بقي يبقى. But لم يبق, it does not remain. This yabqa, it would have an alif maqsura on the end, but because it's lam, we squeeze that. We do majzoom with it, and it becomes yabqa, just with a fatha instead of a full alif maqsura. Minha, it does not remain from them shay, anything. Nothing of them remains. قال الذئب. So the wolf says, أنتِ تكذبين. You are lying. This takdhibina on the end is how we use verbs to you. If we're saying you write, أنتِ تكتبين, أنتِ تقرأين, أنتِ تجلسين, أنتِ تعبدين. If we're using those different verbs with it. Excuse me. But if it were masculine, it would be enter takdhibu. Yes, it would be enter takdhibu. We wouldn't need this ina on the end if it was masculine. But of course, the grandmother, the jeddah, is feminine. Good. And then this next word is one we haven't seen before so far. It's very useful actually. Hafida. Hafid is a grandchild. Hafid. But in this case, hafidatuki. Your hafidatu is your granddaughter. Hafid would be a grandson. Hafidatun would be a granddaughter. But hafidatuki, your granddaughter. ذات الرداء الأحمر, Little Red Riding Hood, or the owner of the red robe, if we were to literally translate it. أخبرتني. أخبر is a verb meaning to inform. أخبر. But أخبرت, she informed me. She informed me. أخبرتني, she informed me. بأن عندك دواجن. She informed me بأن, of that, عندك, you have دواجن. You have dawajina, you have poultry. Not just any old dawajina, but you have dawajina kathiratan. You have a lot of poultry. فأين هي? Then where is she? This here is singular, and it means she, right? But we're treating it as feminine singular because we have this thing in Arabic where non-human plurals are treated as feminine singular, and of course, poultry are not humans. So we would say, فأين هي? قالت الجدة. The grandmother, she said, وأين لقيت ذات الرداء الأحمر? وأين لقيت? لقيت. Where did you لقيت? Where did you meet? The verb لقي يلقى, it means to meet. It does actually share its roots. When I hear ألقى, I think of that ayah in Surah Taha where Musa alayhi salam is commanded to throw down his staff. ألقها يا موسى is from the verb ألقى, which is the form for, with an alif at the beginning, with a hamza on top. One of these, a hamza qata'a, cutting hamza. Yes, that's the form for, meaning to cast down something. Yeah, which I don't know what it... Perhaps it's to kind of make it meet the floor. Make it meet the floor, so it sort of does have a shared origin. But yes, to meet someone, laqiya, present tense yalqa. Where laqita? Where did you meet? ذات الرداء الأحمر. Where did you meet the owner of the red robe, or in our terms, Little Red Riding Hood? قال الذئب لقيتها. They're very good. لقيت. It's actually لقيت with a yes, لقيت with a kasra under the qaf. لقيتها. I met her في الغابة. I met her in the woods. تحمل لك الكعكة. She was carrying for you the ka'ka. Very good. The verb hamala means to carry. So she carries laki for you al-ka'ka, the cake. وَتَقْطِفُ لَكِ الزُّهُورَ, and she cuts roses or cut flowers for you. وَسَتَحْضُرُ بَعْدَ قَلِيلٍ, and she will arrive. It's not really arrive. The verb wasala is more to arrive. The verb hadara is to do with being present. She'll be present بَعْدَ قَلِيلٍ, after a little bit. That expression can be used to just mean soon. In Amiyya, Arabs tend to say ba'dain, to mean like soon, but in standard Arabic we say ba'da qalilin, after a little bit. Hal saddaqtini. The verb saddaqa is a form 2 verb meaning to speak the truth. Yeah, sometimes when you hear recitations of the Quran afterwards, you'll hear people say Saddaqallahu al-Azim. Saddaqa meaning to speak the truth. People say Saddaqallahu al-Azim. Allah the Great has spoken the truth. Of course Allah has spoken the truth. Yes, but you sometimes hear that. Sometimes you hear this verb, and it's very useful actually. Saddaqta, you've spoken the truth. Saddaqta, or a way of saying you're right. Saddaqta. Saddaqta ya akhi, you've spoken the truth. Good. قالت الجدة, the grandmother said, صدقتك, I have told you the truth. This is very nice actually. It's good that we've seen this, because you don't need to say صدقت لك. You don't need to say I've told the truth to you. You can just say I've told truth at you. Right? I've told truth you. Right? صدقتك. I have told you the truth. ولكن صدقني, but tell me the truth. And she's actually put ent afterwards as well, sorry, for more emphasis. ولكن صدقني أنت, but tell me the truth yourself. That's how we'd do it. حين أخبرك بأن ليس عندي دواجن. Good. When I inform you that ليس عندي, of that I do not have دواجن. that I do not have any poultry. Good. Okay, yeah, this is a nice point actually. When you use words for saying have that are not verbs, like عند, مع, لدى, words like that. Le, for example, if you'd say ليس لي, I do not have it. ليس عندي, ليس معي, ليس لدي, I do not have. There's a little song that I heard in Palestine about Johan not having a donkey. He says ليس لدي حمار, I don't have a donkey. But in this case, ليس عندي دواجن. Yes, you use ليس as a way of making them negative. A little point for those of you on step 14 actually when we talk about having have. ليس is the way we make them negative. I do not have any poultry. Oh, this is a nice bit afterwards. ولو كانت عندي. But if I did have, what she means is if she did have poultry. She's not referring, it doesn't need to say poultry again. But if she did have, لقدمتها لك, then I would have given them to you. I would have literally قدم, I would have presented them for you. Good. This ولو is Arabic's way of doing hypothetical if clauses. If only something had happened, if only that it was this way, we say لو. Good. And if you say if only something had not been the case, we can use لولا, لولا. Even when we're using verbs that wouldn't normally be being made negative with la actually, which is interesting. Good, for example, there's an ayah which I put in the 60 Steps program for this lesson, which I really love, in Surah An-Nur, where Allah says, لَوْلَا جَاءُوا عَلَيْهِ بِأَرْبَعَةِ شُهَدَاء. Why didn't they come with 4 witnesses? I think it comes in the surah at a really beautiful time where there's like a reference to having 4 witnesses earlier in the ayah, and then there's this story, and then Allah says, and then Allah kind of has a reference back to it. لَوْلَا جَاءُوا عَلَيْهِ بِأَرْبَعَةِ شُهَدَاء. Then why didn't they come with 4 witnesses? But وَلَوْ لَا جَاءَ. We don't normally say لَا جَاءَ. جَاءَ is a past tense verb, usually made negative with ma. We'd say مَا جَاءَ. He didn't come. But when we're using these hypothetical if clauses, just think of لَوْلَا as why not in that case, in things that are hypothetical. Because obviously we're not saying if you come with 4 witnesses, then we will do this. If we were to use that kind of thing, we wouldn't use low. Low is for hypothetical things. And in this case, obviously, it's hypothetical, isn't it? لو ولو كانت عندي لقدمتها لك. If I did have them, then I would have presented them to you. It's hypothetical. It's not saying if I go and get some, then I'll give them to you. It's completely hypothetical. Thus, the use of low. So that is everything for this lesson. I very, very much hope that you've enjoyed it, as much as I have. In the next lesson, we will continue into episode 13. In our next episode, we're starting a new chapter, الذئب في ثوب الجدة, the wolf in the clothing of the grandmother, which is the kind of iconic symbol of Little Red Riding in our culture. Only one announcement for you guys, inshallah. Anybody interested in joining Arabic in 60 Steps Intensive, you can still do so. We'll be starting our lessons tomorrow, and I'll be continuing my teaching of the entire Arabic in 60 Steps program to you, personally, live, at least sort of 4 hours of contact time a week. And it is possible that you can seriously improve your command over Arabic by the end of this year. So it's an immense opportunity, inshallah, and I really hope that lots of you guys take it. Well, not loads, because we don't have many spaces left, but go to arabic60steps.com/intensive, all in capitals, and have a look and see if there are still spaces on the program, because it'd be a joy to have you. See you next week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.